Hello. Uh, Good to be here. Hopefully this is a good race. I don't think I've seen Drieky. Uh, no, that's not how their name is pronounced. Sorry. Is it Drieky? Drieky. That's how it's pronounced. I asked before the stream. Drieky. I haven't seen them play, but I've seen Astral play, I believe. And let's get the bracket up as well for you guys. The race should be starting pretty soon. The countdown timer just started for them, so it should be about 40 seconds for us. Just in about 40 seconds.
Should be any second now. Their Astral has started the pre-race countdown, so we will be off momentarily.
I don't want to post the link in the chat. What's the command to post the bracket? I mean, I can post the link to the bracket in the chat, but...
Not 100% sure. Is it this one? Yeah, looks, I got that.
There you go. Yeah, there's the bracket. Okay, so if you guys are curious about the bracket, there it is. Okay, we're starting on Talon. We only have two logical checks at the beginning of the game. We have Alcove, which is the trick that we're going to do right here. Space jump first. We're going to do a dash to the right. And the second logical check is all the way in Chozo. The three items that we were looking for, at least one of the items in these two has to be either Morph Ball, Space Jump, or Missile. Morph Ball only unlocks one check, which is under the ship. And speak of the devil. Oh no, that's Spider Ball. Okay. That doesn't...
Awkward, because that are different items. That's not supposed to happen.
Oopsie. Should we let them know? I think we should let them know that they're playing on a different seed. Yeah, we're gonna... Sorry about this, guys. We're gonna probably have to restart the race. There seems to have been a mistake. That is... that is... Oopsie. Yeah. Alright, we're gonna get that sorted out. I guess I can ping Sam and let them know that there's been a mistake. Because Sam was the one who set up this race. We'll do that right now.
Yeah, there has been a bit of confusion happening prior to this race, which involved having to regenerate the race seat again, and they seems like Drieky did not correctly switch over to the new seat. So unfortunately, they're Drieky starting with a bit of a handicap here now.
I don't know if we're going to be continuing the race.
Trying to look at the race time for that. It does seem like we will be starting over.
Yeah, it seems like we're going to be starting over. But yeah, while I'm here, might as well mention that unless Drieky is Oh, that's Morph Ball, so maybe... Wait, which one was the one that had the wrong item? I don't actually know.
Morph Ball is the correct one.
Morph Ball is the
Astral
correct one, so
was
they
on
might...
the correct seat.
Okay. So maybe they're continuing? I don't know. But anyway, just wanted to clarify the early game, oh, maybe not. Drieky seems like they're okay with just... I think maybe they realized that they blundered and picked the wrong file. And maybe are willing to continue. I guess we'll see. They're continuing to play, and in the race time room they are discussing it right now, so we will let you guys know. But I mean, I guess I could just commentate this as if we're going to continue this. So the Morph Ball unlocks under landing site. That's the only check that it unlocks, I believe. Unless you can correct me if I'm wrong. But then after that, Space Jump only unlocks the two checks in Main Plaza, which is Fault Ledge and Half Pipe. Whereas Missile Launcher unlocks 4 checks. And so far we don't have Missile Launcher, I don't believe. I think both of those were expansions. So Hive Totem is still an option, but we can take some detours with those extra missiles. In the meantime, I'm going to write the artifacts down, because why not? Harbor Chamber. Furnace. Elite Quarters.
Of course
Ice Rings
it is.
East.
Oh boy.
Cyclops Pit.
So OP required and no Phantom Mutant.
Oh, PMT. I missed that. Okay.
Yeah.
Ice Runes West, PMT. Gives access past the door above tree. But what does that unlock? We need missiles to get to Arboreum. And then to Watery Hall. And unless we spawn with Spider. So I'm pretty sure Morph Ball only unlocks one item directly. It requires a second item to unlock more.
Yeah, I do think that is correct. But from the looks of it, the race has now officially been cancelled, and so
Yeah.
we will be having not a new seed.
Yeah.
For this race to officially happen.
Yeah, so we'll get that started, but until I realized, I wanted to mention this because until I realized that was the case, like these three, like the early game logic, I thought it was like a lot more complicated, the early game logic, but it's actually quite simple. There's like only 3 items you can get at the start, logically, like in order to progress. And then after that, they each unlock only 1, 2, and 4 items themselves. Right? Now, of course, if you get 2 majors at the same time, then it becomes a little bit more complicated. But if it's really linear, then there's actually very few things that you can do right at the start of the game, which I guess you can just kind of tell because like watching the game that it's rate limiting. But when you say it out loud, it sounds it's like, oh wow. So I think this has to be Missile Launcher here because we haven't found Space Jump, for example.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep, and there it is.
And with Launcher and Morph Ball, there's a bit more open, and with Space Jump, even a bit more, and so on.
Yeah. And specifically, one of the checks, just to even make this even clearer, one of the checks, if you get Missile Launcher, one of those 4 checks, which is Shrine, has to be Morph Ball. If Shrine is your last check, Shrine has to be Morph Ball, because otherwise you can't escape. Or Space Jump, right? So you can escape. But then something has to be unlocked with in Plaza. So those are some of the considerations you have to have when you're routing the early game. The 4 checks for Missile are bottom of Root Cave, where Drieky is right now, and the other one is Artifact Temple, Shrine, as we mentioned, and then Transport Access North. Oh, sorry, 5. Transport Access North and Gallery. gallery. Those are our 5 checks with missile launcher. In the meantime, room, yeah, the race has been cancelled. We will get a new one shortly for you guys. Take 2. Yeah. Now, missile unlocks quite a bit, so I think you have to get missiles. Well, no, it doesn't actually. Missile launcher can be quite deep into the game. It can be as far as, I believe, like Fen, because Morph Ball bombs, Morph Ball, Varia Suit can take you quite deep into Fen through Root Cave. Actually, no, wait. No, you need missiles for Root Cave. Wait. Oh, that's right. You don't go through Root Cave. You go through Lava Lake. And then into Fen. Yeah, so Missile Launcher can be quite deep. Morph Ball can be quite deep. Space Jump can be quite deep, but at least one of those 3 items has to be right at the start of the game.
I mean, they each separately can be quite deep, but we do need a combination of a few things to get pretty far into stuff. Just one thing won't do much for us.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, it does not really look like Astral has noticed.
And by the way, ping them. I'll leave that up to Sam as to how to handle this. So we're just waiting on them. In the meantime, looking at the bracket, this is still a first round race. Yes, this is a first round race. The winner of this will be facing Java. The loser will be facing... let's see. Loser will be facing Metroid Master. So that's the bracket information. Astral is gaming. We are gaming right now. Main power bombs. I mean, if they're gonna race, might as well commentate it, I guess. Why not? That's an explosive. We don't have... I mean, you know what? Why not? Just...
I mean,
power bombs,
we can definitely
missile,
talk. We can talk about this that we were supposed to see.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it is an unfortunate situation.
It was going to be a PMT artifact, which is kind of funny. So Arbor Chamber, that actually requires quite a lot. OP, PMT. Well, this seed would have been quite demanding actually. Furnace, Triclops Spit is fine. Depending on which item in Furnace would have been okay. Ice Runes West, Plasma, but we need Plasma anyway. What logical checks do we have left, actually? For Astral. I mean...
Ruined Shrine now with main power bombs. We can do the check on the bottom too, but we still need either space or morph to get out there, so still there, but...
Did Astral save?
Yep.
Okay, so this is not gonna be a disaster if nothing's here.
Morph bombs could be here,
Yeah.
but it looks like Astral finally took notice of the restart here.
Okay, so we're gonna get a new seed started pretty soon, guys.
Yeah, we're seeing here now. Yeah, kind of expected. Some people do not really have the race time room open during the race, or
Yeah.
at least not noticeably open, because you usually do not expect that much, or expect troubles that early or that often. But yeah.
Yeah. And also when you're streaming, Discord has a streaming feature, streamer mode feature that mutes all notifications.
Yeah, but I mean, the pings still show up on numbers, and if they're increasing
Yeah.
rapidly, sometimes you take you wonder, okay, what's going on here? Maybe there's someone trying to reach me. So yeah, we have gotten Astral to the new seed and the new race time. So we will be starting over momentarily, hopefully this time both on the correct seed.
Hopefully.
Maybe it's also going to be a better seed.
Yeah. No PMT artifact would be nice. This new seed is Gravity Thardus Phase On. It has been generated by Samuel, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, in Drieky's defense here, definitely there was a bit of confusion to start the or to start the race to begin with, as there has been a seed that was considered impossible by Randomizer delivered first, so there was a forced regenerate before the first before the first race first started. So yeah, sometimes that can lead to confusion on the seats if you do not pay too close attention. Can happen, but yeah, looks like we are able to start over pretty soon now. Runners are ready. Both on the correct seat, as we can see now, Gravity Thardus phase on. Let's see what this seat will have in store for us.
Yeah. And they just got started, so that's going to show up for us in about 30 to 40 seconds, depending on how the delays work out. Okay, here we go. So once again, we only have 2 logical checks at the start of the game. We're going to see what alcohol has, and then after that, Hive Totem, if nothing on Alcove. If we get an expansion, I expect the runners are going to go to Artifact Temple. Why not? There is a possibility of a major there. And you don't really want to backtrack to Talon. You want to stay in Chozo as long as possible. Backtracking is slow. Alright, Space Jump first. Nail it first try. And for Astral, first try as well. Good. Very, very good.
This time we do have missiles
Missile?
here. It
And
is
launcher.
the launcher.
Okay. So off to Artifact Temple. This is good to know. We now have quite a few checks in Chozo.
Oh,
Ooh, was that
bombs,
Morph Ball under...
No, that's bombs.
Oh, that's bombs. Yeah, sorry. I meant to say Morph Ball bombs. My bad. Both players seem pretty even with their movement so far, actually.
Yeah.
L jumps. Clean hopping.
And yeah, with that missile launcher, we do now have Transport Tunnel B also open to us, and the
Bottom of Root Cave.
it's Transport Tunnel B. And of course, after Hive Totem, the check there, we do have in Rune Gallery already the wall available to us.
Yeah.
So not too surprising, just an E-Tank here in Artifact Temple. Let's see what we do have for Root Cave. Shorelines.
PMT again.
And out of this one, Watery Hall.
PMT. Shorelines. Central Dynamo.
Central Dynamo, and Gathering Hall. Okay. Interesting mix. Again, though, no phase on Suitent today.
Yep.
Need that phase on Mining Tunnel. And the artifact has decided to move out from Arbor Chamber, one room closer into Root Cave itself. And yeah, the other artifacts are notably OP not required anymore just yet.
Yeah.
Nothing prevents OP from just taking that phase suit anyway, so we can't rule it out just yet, but we'll see.
But there are some things we know that have to be true here. X-ray has to be... actually, I was about to say that X-ray has to be accessible, but I believe it's logically required to beat the game. Like, X-ray always has to be accessible. It can't lock itself or be locked behind something impossible. Because the game assumes that... you need it to beat EXO. So never mind. That idea was silly. And then Thermal Visor in Transport Tunnel B.
That's an interesting thing to find early. That's usually not something you like to see, because that means some of the checks you probably don't want to do sooner than later, might be actually required. But we'll see for now.
Thermal doesn't unlock anything, I don't believe, till we get to Chozo and Magmor. Or not Chozo, excuse me. Fendrana.
Yeah. I mean, if we get Ice...
Frigate.
Yeah.
So.
If we get Ice, Frigate could be obviously Thardos. Could be wanted by Thermal, and I think that's almost it. Like, there's not really much that Thermal is required for, or considered required for, but
I cannot see what was on Vault Ledge, or on Grapple Edge. I don't know what that was. Seems like a suit on the half pipe, and then I couldn't see what was on Vault Ledge. Astral's quality on our end is a little low. But nonetheless, they're skipping the Rune Shrine check, which I feel like I'm a little unique on this. I kind of like doing a quick little detour there to check if it could just be Morph Ball there.
We only have. We do not have morph. We do not have space jump. So we have no way out. We obviously have no bombs. So I don't like the shrine too much there, given that our launcher is logical. So we do have 3 checks over here, over the one just in shrine.
All right, let's see what. No idea what that was. Kind of
I-
looked orange, but I'm not sure if that's because that's part of the geometry or.
Yeah,
or not.
I'm somewhat confident that Gallery Tunnel is just a missile in this case. That's
Yeah, nice spreader in
kinda
nursery. We saw that as well. So there are now 2 checks left. This can either be morph ball. Well, actually, this can be a few things, but it seems like it's going to be morph ball.
morph
Okay.
ball.
I kind of would like them to. Do you think you should go to vault here, or is that a bit too slow?
I mean, you know where bombs are. So I think my first instinct is I want to have them as soon as possible so that I can do my checks
Yeah.
more cleanly. Thing is, we don't have space jump yet to access vault ledge and vault that way easily.
And Frigate
So
Crash Site is not logic. It's possible to do with a scan dash, but it's not logical.
it it it, it, it's hard because
Yeah.
space jam could now potentially be very deep, and if
Yeah.
it's in vault ledge and you try to look everywhere else, or if it's in vault itself and you try to look everywhere else, this can feel pretty bad. But again, probably my first instinct is or would be what Astral is doing here: pick
Yeah.
up those bombs and do all the checks that become available with them, because now you can also go into mid Chozo and have a lot of stuff there, which you certainly would like to have your bombs for.
Yeah. Cannot see what that is. Spider ball.
Spider ball.
This puts this is non-logic, but if we find grapple or space jump, this is now in logic. And it will mean upper dynamo is in logic. It'll mean that Rune Fountain is in logic. All if we find grapple or space jump. Looks like Drieky is also electing to save warp.
Yeah.
Perfectly fine. The only reason I kind of like the vault idea is because you can get that check out of the way right now. And with the Rune Gallery check, we don't have to backtrack to that area at all. But
Except
minor.
when Vault actually has an item, and
Yeah.
you need to go back there with bombs anyway, in which, in that case, you would have
Yeah.
taken a 202 there, not get anything, and have to come back anyway.
And again, I just didn't see anything in the check anyway, so it kind of looked like a missile, but I have no idea. So. Oh, someone in chat is asking about how rando works. So basically, the game will put items in random locations rather than their normal intended ones. And when we're talking about logic, we mean that the game we want to avoid putting items where it's impossible for the player to get them, or impossible based on certain criteria. So if you're a beginner, you're only allowed to do a few tricks, and then intermediate it allows more tricks, and then there are some ways that the logic and using that criteria, some ways items can't be placed in certain places. Like for example, with minimum logic, you can't place X-ray behind Omega Pirate because X-ray is hard required to get to defeat Omega Pirate. Omega Pirate does not take any damage. And super missiles in Shrine. Looks like Drieky didn't go to Frigate Crash Site, unless I
Nope.
missed something.
Drieky did not go there. You mentioned it. It's not in logic. So
Yeah.
without space jump, without grapple, it's not the easiest to get that item without space jump. It is possible, like Astral showed, But if you're not really confident in there, you can lose a lot of time, and it's not what you're supposed to do anyway at this point. So
Boost ball. Wow.
yeah, might as
All
well.
the ball upgrades.
Which kind of is funny too, because you can now also check the third check here in Rune Shrine.
Yeah. Which is
And
just a
that's
miss.
just a miss.
I think most of Drieky's like time loss has actually just been reading artifacts and writing them down fully, like as far as I could tell. And then meanwhile, Varia suit, very straightforward seed so far. But no space jump yet, so yeah.
And I've seen this before, kinda. Get all the items, but not space jump, including thermal. Yeah.
What was that in the tree?
How about space jump on TARDIS?
Astral going back to gallery, maybe. Maybe they saw something. Or maybe they want that ice spreader, which I respect.
I mean, I would take the ice spreader. Also, there's always the thing. Not everyone here is that familiar with the peaks, and if you're not certain, might as well gonna check. And Astral also going back for the ice spreader here. I'm still fairly convinced that was actually just a missile in gallery tunnel. So.
I'm just going to give them both ice spreader before I forget. But skipping Frigga Crash Site has allowed Drieky to make a small comeback here. And now they're pretty even. But that Spider Ball is a consideration as we make our way deeper into Chozo. It means that Drieky's going to have to do a backtrack afterwards. If they want to go for Upper Dynamo.
Right.
Astral just not going for, just went detoured for Ice Spreader. I'm not sure that's the best idea. Ice Spreader does not waste that much time on Exo, but it does make Exo way easier. Ice Beam is really slow. The shot's really slow, and
if you are able to use the ice spreader to skip some of the phases, especially the wave phase, some of the fights, if you have the missiles, ice spreader can make up a good chunk of time in the fight there, and you know where it is. It did not take that much time to get it, so.
I like that Drieky is justifying this with a vault check, though. That I think routes smoother.
Yeah, if you're not sure about gallery tunnel, if you didn't get the peak, then this gives you a reason to go back here to check vault. And if vault is something important, this could be a huge advantage here for Drieky. If it's just grapple, Astral might be actually fine not getting that. Any beam would probably be pretty strong for Drieky here. And yeah,
seems like both players are pretty confident with just the basics of the game. And what is that? Looked like an E-tank.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're gonna elect to get it. I'm okay with that.
I mean, sure. One E-tank is not a lot. We do have Watery Hall, I believe, had an access, or was it Gathering Hall this time? I might mixing up seats here.
We have Watery Hall as an artifact, so it's lower Watery Hall.
Oh yeah,
and Gathering Hall, yeah, both of them, yeah.
Okay.
Both of them.
Yeah, having a second E-tank for that, just for safety, if you don't get a jump first try, can be nice.
Ice Beam.
Nice beam.
I don't think that unlocks. Actually, it does. It unlocks. It unlocks Farchozo for us. Well, no, we don't have. We can't climb Hall of the Elders. I think we can check Hall of the Elders. I don't think we can actually escape because we don't have spider. No, we can't check it at all. We can't activate the bomb slot. We need space jump or... But we have spider, but it's non-logic.
Yeah.
I don't think Ice Beam unlocks anything yet.
Nothing that we are supposed to be getting yet, I guess.
Astral can do it, but it's non-logic.
Yeah.
You can do a bomb jump here to skip this platforming. I think it's just a simple double bomb jump. Are we going to get the artifact now? I think that makes sense. Yeah, we are. Just another double bomb jump as well.
You can get it now. You might not have to, since you might not be able. Astral did not get the artifact from lower water, right? So there is one there, which means we have to return at some point. So,
I don't have Astral checked Dynamo. I think they must have. Yeah, that was where Ice Beam was.
Yeah.
And was it up or Dynamo though? Or was it lower?
We could check both. The Ice Beam was lower dynamo, so that's in logic without spider.
Yeah. Okay, good. Because if it was upper, that's very important information. There it is.
Right there. Yeah, Drieky has to leave behind the missile at the top there.
Yeah.
Not too painful, but could be weighing on Drieky's mind.
Yeah.
For later.
They might come back to it later when Phase on Suit Hunt begins. Hopefully they don't have to.
Mixing up seats here.
But they already
should have known that is an artifact. Can happen.
Yep. In the meantime, how many checks do we got? We got lower furnace, logically. Just in terms of logical checks, we got lower furnace, we got the entirety of early Magmore. Fendrana. We have a lot of Fendrana. We do have Plant. Plant is an option. But let's see what Zoid has. Nothing. Okay.
Literally.
In the meantime, Drieky's going to probably follow in their footsteps.
Yeah. I mean, it does make a lot of sense at this time. Like, Ice Beam does, as you mentioned, does not really do much for us right now.
Yeah. Astral could go into late Chozo and do one check, I believe. I think they can do two if they're willing to do the bomb jump up to Antechamber, but that's a bit tricky. I don't expect them to go for that.
I think even if you can do it there at some point, there is not much point to you if you're supposed to go to Magmore anyway, where your items most likely will be.
Overgrown Cavern is what I'm thinking. Because it is a nice path through Overgrown Cavern, then back to Chozo, or then back to Talon, then to Root Cave, into Magmore. So it doesn't route completely terribly. You could also just save warp as well. Looks like Astral's going to elect at least to check whether or not that Furnace art. No, that's the last seed. Artifact was in Furnace in the last seed. That's not this one.
I mean, this check here, this missile is absolutely in logic. Yeah. So there's not much reason to leave that behind.
It is at least nice to check Upper Furnace, I think. And they're going to do that, yeah.
This order could imply, though, that Astral might want to continue. Please check out what's in Crossway, maybe. I can.
Looks like something. I don't think it was an E-tank. It wasn't. There were no particles.
I also don't think it was a missile, because that would have been more orange.
Oh, they're just going further into Chozo. Okay. A bit aggressive.
I mean, you can check Crossway this way still.
Yeah.
Without too much trouble.
They do have to fight the ghost, though.
Yeah, which is a bit annoying. We do have supers, so not too
Yeah.
bad. If you're willing to do the bomb jumps here, you could also go do Hall of the Elders. Looks like
Looks like they're
Astral
gonna.
wants
Yeah.
to. It's not too bad with Spider.
I think while you're here, why not also get rid of this?
Yeah.
Now, are they gonna do the complex bomb jumps? They might actually be doing them, or they forgot that you need wave beam.
I mean, I think
Or
Hall
no,
of the
Hall of
Elders
the Elders.
actually is in logic for space jump. What is? Well,
No.
no, with because of Spider, but
Yeah, Spider's non-logic yet.
I mean, there could be just grapple be somewhere in Magmore, and then you're actually supposed
Yeah.
to grab this, but it's just an E-tank, so.
Yeah. Looks like they're gonna go check Crossway.
Which
Secret tunnel.
actually I think should be in logic, given that boost.
I don't think it's. I think you need supers, spider, and boost and bombs to do this, because you need spider to. I don't think climbing that room with just boost ball is beginner. It's a pretty hard trick
Okay.
to do the
Yeah,
to
I'm
the boot to the boost.
not too sure on all of the logic implications just yet.
Does Astral do plant here? That would clear a sizable amount of Chozo. To the point where you'd only have to return to front and back Chozo if you do plant here. And it also routes nicely into Magmore.
Yeah, that's actually a good thing and good point. And we do know that both checks are reasonably close to being in logic, with the plant itself being in logic, and we're just being a grapple or space jump away from
Yeah.
ghosts being in logic. So there's yeah, actually not too bad to just do plant here for 2 checks and then route that into Magmore.
It looks like they agree. They're gonna elect to do plant. And there's no risks here. Even if you accidentally forget to hit R on your way down, you can just do the puzzle to go back up to do ghosts. So yeah. I don't know if you would describe this as conservative or aggressive routing. I guess it depends on the context here. But it's smooth. It cuts out a pretty significant backtrack. If we find grapple, that does tell something. Like if we find grapple on plant, that tells us not much. I mean, it tells us that some of the stuff we've done isn't logic. But if we find grapple on ghosts, or space jump on ghosts, then that tells us something.
Yeah.
It cuts out quite a few checks. In the meantime, Drieky didn't go deeper into Furnace, I don't believe. I think they just got the item and then pieced out.
Yep.
And, ooh, they're not going to Freya Crash Site. Okay. That's okay, but they're going to Magmore.
Yeah, without space jump, it does not really feel like you have to go there anyway. If you if you're not comfortable with that, getting that item without space jump,
not going to Magmore. What do they have in Chozo left?
You can go 2 ways to Magmore, but yeah, I would have expected Drieky to take the Root Cave elevator here.
Maybe they forgot something? Did they do Shrine? I think they did Shrine.
They did Shrine.
Maybe they're just afraid of orphaning the Lava Lake, or they... I don't know. This is... if they're going to Lava Lake, I think this is slower because this is 2 elevators. Or maybe they forgot the tree.
Not the tree. Yeah, that's...
I don't know what that was. Maybe it was a beam combo.
Wants that.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So they just forgot tree. Okay. Thank you, WX. My apologies. That's right. They got the Gathering Hall one. In the meantime, plant. Doesn't seem like they're electing to do the dash strat, which is fine. It's a little spooky. They have one E-tank left, which is I was gonna mention earlier. They elected not to save, which E-tank. That's nice. What constitutes on go mode? What do we need? We need all the beams. We need phazon suits. Phazon suit is locked behind power bombs. Technically locked behind X-ray. Shorelines might need plasma or grapple because we have spider ball, and that might yeah. Central dynamo. I don't believe central dynamo needs anything because we can just save warp out.
I think logically, you have to be able to get out through.
You need to be a real turn, so you need space jump, at least. Which I don't think logic is going to require us to go. And boost ball, yeah, you need to be able to return out, so you're going to need boost ball to get there, yeah.
Boost ball or
Which
maybe X-rays, so you can go through OP and then take PPC off. But yeah, basically you need all beams, you need all 6 artifacts and phazon suit and every item to get one of the former. So given that we do have an artifact in phazon mining tunnel, we do need that phazon suit for that anyway. So all the items to get down there, which logically includes X-ray, I think.
Yeah.
Not sure.
Logically does include X-ray if we want to go straight to PMT because of the platforms.
Yeah.
In the meantime, nothing on plant, on both plant, but that's okay. It's a little unfortunate, but it's not too big of a loss. I think with the cutscene skips, doing plant is not nearly as awful as we think it is.
Yeah, it could be way worse, but it's a significant amount of time that Drieky is able to save here by not doing plant at all. So yeah, we'll see how this plays out. I did not pay too much attention to what Drieky has seen so far. It does not really look like much.
Ooh, they're doing TTA first before, and what is that? Grapple. Okay, so now our spider ball is in logic.
We also
looks like they're going to Fen immediately.
We also have found a power bomb expansion somewhere.
Okay, let me get the tracking in there. So grapple and technically power bombs, but those are not in logic. I was focusing a little bit on the plant fight, so I don't know what happened in Magmore, but it kind of felt like that was a really fast trip. I don't think they went to Triclops pit.
I don't think so either, but I'm not 100% sure. I mean, if you know that there's an artifact there, you don't necessarily need to go there. It's one check less over there.
That's from last seed. Triclops pit was in the last seed.
Okay, yeah. Okay, we know the artifact here does need plasma.
Okay.
So, spider ball actually not technically required for this just yet.
Seems like we're seeing some differences in routing philosophy. Seems like Drieky seems to be the more aggressive router. And a power bomb expansion for Astral in Lava Lake.
Yeah, so we have to see if there's no other one, then it's just maybe the one Drieky found.
Yeah. They can't actually check this. They have to do some goofy bomb jumps here in order to check this. They don't have space jump. Yep, they just realized. Okay. Astral, interesting, doing a bomb jump over this wall rather than just going underneath, which I think is just faster.
It is if you do not get caught. Which, if you're not confident in not getting caught, you might just do the bomb jump if you know it. or if you know that you can do it fast.
You know what? I'm gonna look at the VOD and see what Drieky did in Magmor. I'm really curious to see how aggressive they've been routing this. I do want to get some information on that.
Oh, there's nothing in storage cavern. So maybe actually Drieky. I mean, we don't have space jump, so Warrior Shrine I don't think is in logic.
Dude, Drieky just went straight to Fen. Did not Triclops Pit, Warrior Shrine, at all. They just pieced out. Went straight to Fen.
Warrior Shrine again is understandable. I
Yeah.
don't think that's in logic without space jump, and we don't have power bombs for the lower, or don't have logical power bombs for lower Warrior Shrine either. So that kind of makes sense. Skipping storage cavern and lava lake is quite aggressive though.
Yeah, it's very aggressive. Yeah. And what is that? Is that has to be something? Is that wave, maybe? And it's working out. This aggressive routing is being really successful so far. They've been skipping major checks. E-tank, never mind.
I mean, Drieky is third, so still reasonably helpful, but not what Drake was looking for.
Yeah. Wait. Does that mean Chapel is the only thing left? No, can we even reach Chapel? I don't think we can. We don't have space jump.
Don't think we can.
I think you need space jump to get to Chapel.
Don't have wave to go to the other side.
Well, if we had space jump, wave beam could just be there. But wait, what checks do we have left now? Actually,
maybe actually upper shrine is in logic.
Oh, we have boost, dude. Yeah. We have boost. Upper Warrior Shrine is in logic. Oh no, I think that's a mistake, then, because I don't think it can be anything else so far. Triclops Pit was nothing. Storage Cavern nothing. Lava Lake nothing. Plant was nothing. It has to be. I think it has to be Warrior Shrine. And Astral's gonna find that. Ooh, so the aggressive routing would have worked off if they remembered. Oh no, wait. How do we get up there? Is it beginner to be able to get up there? I don't think it's beginner.
But with bomb jumps? Again, I'm not 100% sure on all the intricacies. I have to think what actually is in logic still without space jump, because we have seen plant.
Oh, grapple edge is in logic.
Oh, yeah. We actually didn't catch what was on there, right?
And maybe the thing in tree wasn't glowing. It might have been a beam combo. It might have been something. It wasn't. It wasn't particles. It didn't look orange, and it didn't look blue purple for the ETH tank. Seems like Astral's gonna figure out what's in Warrior Shrine, because I don't know what else there is. I don't think you have to dash this. Can you just jump across? Or do you actually need space jump anyway? Oh, goodness. You might actually just need space jump anyway. Yeah, it looks like it. I forgot. Okay, so it has to be main plaza, I think. Oh! Yeah, it has to be main plaza. I don't think there's anything else. Unless... No, it can't be there. It can't be Qmon. We need wave. I don't know. Yeah, Drieky is... Oh, that's... Okay, they haven't paused. Okay, that's just... This lag. Okay. Now, Astral... Okay, going back to Fen. Some of Fen is in logic. With that grapple beam. They can check... Oh... Ice Runes East. Spider Ball. We couldn't see what that was.
Yeah, because Drieky could not get that. We do have grapple now, because that puts that puts a spider in logic, and that puts Ice Runes East in logic. But Drieky could not see it because Drieky doesn't have Spider Ball. Ooh. There we go. That's our logic 10, and that's unfortunate for Drieky here.
Yeah. And now they're wondering where that spider ball is because I think maybe they're thinking that's the only place it could be. Oof. So that frigate crash site detour has paid off. Oh, yeah, I get that. I don't think Drieky knows that you can jump up on there without space jump. There's like a little lip on the left.
It is in logic to get this without
Yeah.
even grapple. I mean, it does work, so get that
Yeah.
this way. But yeah, it also does not really help because we are not supposed to use power bombs with just the expansions.
Yeah.
Logically, we are supposed to find the main module before we are expected to make use of them. Okay, here we go. Astral on the way to check what is supposedly the only check we have left in Logic right now.
Unless that tree and grapple edge were something.
Which I think Triple Edge also does require space jump or wave.
That's right. That's right. So this and the tree, I just don't know what was tree. Maybe they just saw it was some dumb beam combo. Maybe they saw it was flamethrower and just ignored it.
I wanna say, given where Super Square Astral check tree.
Yeah,
So,
they definitely checked it. I just don't know what they saw. I guess I can check the VOD because it's a little easier to see.
but I don't think the tree has anything. There's wave.
Wave beam, there it is.
Alright, so Runes
Okay.
East. That is so unfortunate for Drieky here.
Yeah, they're very far behind now.
That's just a missile. So with wave, huh. So the thing here is, I'm pretty sure Thardus is in Logic now.
A missile. It was a missile tree. Excuse me. Alright. Crest is averted. So the frigate crash site backtrack has and it seems like Drieky hasn't figured it out. Oh no, they're going towards magma pool. Oh no.
I mean,
That's so unfortunate.
it is a check that you can do. Maybe Drieky not fully aware of Logic expecting you to have main power bombs, or just hoping that mains maybe are in frigate crash site now and actually trying to
Yeah.
get them here,
Just a
but
missile.
just a missile.
But still no space jump. Spider balls and logic. The ice beam now is actualized and we have a buttload of checks. The game opened up pretty dramatically here. But unfortunately, Drieky is doing all the unfortunate checks. They're probably going to do plant now.
Which,
Oh.
to be fair, is a reasonable guess to make. But
Or
yeah,
are they going
without
to do plant?
no, there are not.
I would have strongly disagreed if they went plant. Because I think frigate crash site is just the less risky check. Okay, they're gonna save warp. Let's see how this goes. In the meantime, Astral making their way deeper into Fen. Wait. Is getting to labs logical right now? I think from behind it is.
Yeah, I don't think it's logical this way, but I mean, if you can get there this way, you might as well, because we have super, so we can just enter Stardust from the front. Does fall down though.
But we don't have space jump to climb this room, no?
I
Or
do, I do think we do need space jump logically for this room. We wouldn't need it. Wouldn't need it for a courtyard.
yeah,
But I do think we would need it.
is north? Oh, okay.
Okay.
TGC is telling us this is beginner. Okay, I didn't know. That's important to know, actually. Is cargo freight lift a possibility here? I don't know. I don't know if it requires space jump. Are you sure, Chris? This is, I don't know, man. This is... Gotta do a dash. And Drieky now finding the bad news that the spider ball is here.
I mean,
Gonna
if
do
it,
some goofy dashes here, some bomb jumps. This is,
I mean, if it is extremely niche,
okay. But how do you cross this gap, though? Okay, just a simple dash. Wow, okay. That's that's probably the hardest room to do in beginner logic, I think.
definitely not one you would do every time.
Yeah. That's important to know, though, I think. I would have totally assumed that that would just not be in logic at all.
I mean, you could just go the other way through Magmore if you want to. So that's
Yeah.
what probably would have been what I would have done, because that's the way I know, and I know I can do.
Now, does space jumps lock something from behind? Otherwise, like, is there a room you can't traverse backwards without space jump? I don't think so. Maybe there is. There are elevators, simple pathways. I mean, this room. Is this room beginner without space jump?
This one is actually the one that got changed with the 7.5 update to be in beginner logic without
Okay.
space jump towards labs and back. So that jump that Astral attempted to.
I mean, I don't object to it. It's just that I just would not have expected it. I like I like this type of stuff where it's like this is possible as a beginner, just a little trickier.
No, that room exactly is the one that wouldn't have been in logic at the start of this tournament, but did change the tournament. So
starting with Mineral Man, interesting.
I mean,
Hydra is in logic, I think. We have supers. Observatory
yeah,
climb, I don't think is in logic without space jump.
no, observatory. Well, we do have boost, but I don't think
Yeah, I don't.
that is supposed to be done without space jump. So
But doing a Mineral Man without plasma, but we do have one power bomb at least. They're gonna like to spam missiles, I think.
we do also have supers. So
Yeah. We're little on missiles and we're burning all of them, yeah. The Mineral Man, the Amethyst Adversary, Boulder Bro, the Limestone Lunatic. Get your puns out in chat. In the meantime, Drieky is going towards Dynamo, which is, oh no. All of the backtracks that we were worried they'd have to take. Oh no, they've elected not to. They're going to save warp. But they didn't check Dynamo. Okay, I'm going to check the VOD again just to see what they actually did while we were discussing what was going on in Ice Runes West. Just to make sure that we got the full picture. So they got Spider Ball and Forget Crash Site. And then went to Chozo.
Drieky here going for all of the elders and stuff.
Oh, that's so unfortunate.
I mean, it kind of checks out that there's a logic. Pretty sure.
Yeah, and I think they just straight up skipped Dynamo, by the looks of it. All of their aggressive routing has come back to bite them in this moment now. Now they have to do all the checks that Astral did. That's so unfortunate. And I don't even think that's a mistake. Frigate Crash Site is... Skipping it is perfectly fine. It wasn't in logic.
Yeah, it wasn't
They
in
didn't know it
logic,
was in
and
logic,
if you
yeah.
are not confident in getting that jump without space jump,
Yeah.
a lot of time that you can lose there trying to get it.
Yeah.
So it's absolutely reasonable to not do it. But
I don't know what that item is. In upper furnace. We couldn't
not
get a good look at it
spotted.
last time, and I'm not sure if you can make this jump without. Yeah, without that bomb jumping.
Looks like Drieky got a good enough look to not have to look further.
They can get it. They have the power bombs, boost, and spider, and bombs. It's not logic, but they
not
can get
logic,
it.
but,
Yeah.
could.
Meanwhile, the Mineral Man battle continues.
Without plasma and without that missiles, it does take quite a bit.
Yeah. They're saving their final power bomb probably for the last phase, which is fine. I think that phase has the most HP. TGC, you can correct me if I'm wrong.
It definitely has more HP than the other ones. The thing with the first power bomb is that you hit 2 rocks at the same time, so maybe that about evens it out, I don't know.
Just about which power bomb is most ideal for Thardis. I believe either the last one or first one. They have one power bomb that they're saving up here. I asked if the last one has more HP than the others. We think it does, but I'm not sure. Where is Space Jump though? This is quite the seed.
You're looking at a prime suspect here on the left side.
Yeah. But do we want to get super evil and say something like PPC again?
I'm not sure that is possible. Let's see. What?
Oh. Oh boy.
Okay. That's a gravity suit.
I still don't think you can traverse Frigate without Space Jump though. Those are big jumps. But Qmon isn't logic, so let's see what happens.
But is cargo freight lift reachable?
I don't know. I don't know if it's that either. Oh boy.
There's plasma.
Okay.
That
I don't think we can actually do anything with that.
Elder Chapel?
Oh, Elder Chamber. Oh, okay. Wow, this seat is. Oh, by the way, TGC, if you want, here are the spicy artifacts. And I'm the tracker, so I will give them plasma beam. Oh, there are some options in Farfan. Yeah, that's true. But again, space jump here. I don't know. We're gonna have to do some bomb jumping.
And we also have this check here. Or space jump boots.
Okay. Huh. I think we are in... Oh, and I believe Astral also has grapple. Excuse me. I think we are literally in Go mode minus X-ray. And phase on. So that's phase on suit hunt. And X-ray.
I mean, X-ray we technically don't need.
Yeah.
It's
logically required,
logically available somewhere, but
yeah.
For now, we probably won't need it, unless phase on suit decides to be vanilla.
So let's see how Astral routes this, actually. I'm guessing you want to go to Chozo immediately and grab that artifact. And then do...
I think that, yeah, the best thing here probably is to do the artifact cleanup of the things that are not lower mines right now.
I don't know what that was in
Work
station.
Find anything on the side.
It looks like they're doing... Interesting. It looks like they're doing plasma processing. Either that or they're going... It's like a roundabout method to get to Root Cave. It seems like Astral really prefers conservative routing. So far. Yep.
I mean, you can take this way and not check the plasma processing, but then you won't do this platform.
Yeah. Selecting to do conservative routing, which has worked out well for them in this race.
Yeah. And I mean, the way you got the items, you can take this way over to Root Cave for the artifact and get Arbor Chamber.
Yeah.
We have not seen Warrior Shrine yet, I believe, for 2 items. So you can also grab those if you want. So there's good enough reason to go over here this way, and might as well do this while you're here.
Yeah. We can do the entirety of Chozo while we're on our way to grab that watery hole item. Looks like Drieky is going to do all of the checks that Astral has done in Chozo, but on the second pass, which is very, very slow. So this is very unfortunate.
I mean, it is fully in logic by this point in time, though, for Drieky. So yeah, it's not too surprising. Like, you have to do it at some point.
So I think this route is pretty clear here for Astral. We go to Root Cave, we get that, we go to Chozo, we do Tower of Light, we do Training Chamber loop, we do Watery Hall, then we go to Far Chozo, check Hall of the Elders, and I believe maybe get whatever that was in Upper Furnace, if it wasn't a missile. Then after that we do Life Grove Tunnel, Frigate into Phazon. It's a little it's pretty conservative, but I feel like that's a very smooth route.
Yeah.
You can even do bar skip if you want to make it spicy and skip Frigate, but Frigate is completely available to us. Everything we have right now isn't logic.
It really depends how you want to do it. I mean, you could do Frigate. Frigate feels slow, so you might not want to do. On the other hand, it's 3 checks, and we got that gravity.
Yeah.
At a point in time where you ask yourself, okay, why are we finding that now? Does the seed want to say something, didn't you?
Yeah.
But,
I feel like if you're conservative here, you do pretty much that. You just do a clean sweep. Yes, there's a higher density of checks in mines, but it is a Phazon suit X-ray hunt.
I mean, what they could do is do upper mines, make a pivot safe at the safe station there, do Frigate if there's nothing in there, take the quit out and go to lower mines if you want to. So there's ways you can go about this, but we'll have to see how Astral is going up there. For now, Warrior Shrine does make sense.
Yeah. It seems like getting rid of all the... It seems like they're just getting rid of all the orphans, which is conservative. That's fine. And Frigate also is not... You don't have to route Frigate into mines.
Yeah.
You can do Frigate last with a save warp. Save warp, go do Frigate, grab it, and then save warp out.
And I mean, there's still X-ray that is supposed to be in the logic chain at some point. So if it's just X-ray and Frigate, then Astral would probably be fine just skipping that altogether. Depending on what
they picked up main power bomb. So wait, was that in plasma processing? Oh my goodness, we just were completely missed this.
Huh.
That's hilarious. Wait, okay. Are there logical implications for that? Oh, the stream froze. We weren't. Yeah, we just don't know. I'm going to assume that was main power bombs, but
I mean, there are not 5 power bomb expansions. that number is not possible to reach without main power bombs.
Yeah.
So yeah, problem in plasma processing. Logical implications. Probably not too much, except for now mines are completely fully in logic, except for OP and stuff down there. For anything.
Astral's going back to Fen, to clear up the orphans with the plasma beam, the chapel in particular. Pretty conservative. It looks like they're going to save Root Cave for later.
Which is reasonable, it's not that far away. It's a single check. I mean, it is an artifact, and there's 1 check there.
And I don't think Root Cave is an artifact. Oh, it is an artifact. Excuse me. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. Arbor Chamber is not an artifact anymore.
Yeah. Excuse me. No, I'm getting mixed up.
I mean, there's also the artifact here in Shorelines, which
that is correct. Yeah.
Astral is able to grab now.
They're gonna save first. Okay. Nope.
Maybe pick the artifact first and then save up. I don't know. Not sure.
No, they were just forgetting. Okay. They know Ice Runes East is nothing. We have these 2 checks here. We have Ice Runes West, which I don't think they checked. And then could do labs. At what point do you think it's too conservative? Do you think labs is too
The
conservative?
thing is, what does too conservative mean? You do need the phase suit. It
Yeah.
can be literally anywhere, except for in the one check that we need it for.
Mhm.
So
No, well, it depends on X-ray where X-ray is.
yeah, but
Actually, does it? No. No, we just X-ray can't be past MQA and Phazon cannot be past. Well, yeah, it can be
phase
literally
can be
anywhere.
past that. But by that point, you still need to find that X-ray probably.
Yeah.
So it's really
Well, I just mean like you want to be close to PMT when you find that X-ray, ideally. So at what point do you think you're going too far out of your way? There are like labs has no artifacts.
yeah, that's the interesting question. You had to come here for that artifact on shorelines. So
Yeah.
these checks here make some sense because you
Yeah.
are as close to them as you ever will get any.
Yeah.
Anymore.
And I don't mind clearing out Chozo either because you have an artifact there as well. But labs seems like it's borderline for me because it is labs and Farfen just seem a little borderline to me to go for. I would like them to go Ice Runes West here, and then we'll see what they do.
You could take the way through Fards and do Farfen with Gravity now. It's a few quick checks you can go in there.
Yep.
If you had X-ray, then you might probably make your way straight for mines. It's really just preference on how you want to do it. Hard to say.
Oh, the cleanup, yeah.
Like you might not even have to do a lot of Chozo. There's the Watery Hall artifact, which you have to go back for, which does give you a reason to do Chozo. But
Interesting. Astral going frigate crash site. Are we going to do Rookie? Or are we going to do the climb? Or are we going to frigate? I feel like we do the climb because the artifact's in Chozo.
I mean, we also just found main power bombs, so maybe Astral does want to follow them a bit and is thinking life growth here.
Yeah. Honestly, there's so many options. I just don't know which one's the correct one. I feel like it just really is a matter of preference, like how conservative and aggressive you are with this. But in the meantime, Drieky is finally going to stumble upon that wave beam, and it has cost them so much time doing all that Chozo cleanup on the second pass.
Yeah. Going all the way over to Fendrana first, and then having to come back there, all of that again without space jump.
Yeah.
And then having to go to Thardis from there to get that, or to Quentin Monte for Plasma.
Yeah.
And then...
And I don't know if it's possible to do Thardis skip with no space jump. That is... that is a bit... I think that's a bit much.
Drieky has grapple, so might just go in from the back. We'll see.
Yeah, that would be a big, like, kind of a risky thing to do. Just be like, all right, I'm not gonna go through Thardis. I'm gonna save warp, go to Root Cave, go down, and go backwards just to skip Thardis. I don't know.
Workstation is in logic at this point for Drieky.
It
the
is,
same as
yes.
Thardis. So there is definitely reasons you can make for saying, okay, I don't want to go through Thardis. I first have to go get to Thardis this way. We have seen on Astral sites that Astral site that may not be something runners are overly familiar with.
The saving grace for Drieky might be here that they probably feel behind. As soon as they see this wave beam, they're going to be like, "Oh yeah, I am in trouble." So they might do routing options that are different. Hopefully they do, and they stumble into Phazon way earlier. That might save them, but they are very, very behind. So we'll see how this goes. In the meantime, we're waiting for Astral to unfreeze so we can see what is their options or what they have chosen to do.
I'm pretty sure we already missed Overgrown Cavern.
Yeah.
There's the wave beam for Drieky at least.
Yep.
Um,
Electing to do Life Grove. I don't know if they did Anti-Chamber. I'm guessing they'll do it on their way back, since bar skip is bar skip.
I mean, no, anti-chamber you probably have checked because that's literally just across the door you came out.
Yeah.
Like there's no reason to skip that and go to.
Astral forgetting to save at the ship to get a refill, so their missiles are actually pretty low. Now, we knew that check right there could not be X-ray because that requires X-ray, but could have been phase on. When laying that power bomb, you want to lay it earlier because that will let you lay bombs earlier. Let's see if Life Grove is mean. It is not. Wow, that is wow. That is incredible. Power bomb expansion. We take those. Drieky is save warping. They're a gamer. They feel something. Hopefully they go to Root Cave and then go to Fen backwards. Hopefully that's the route. That's how they're gonna save a little bit of time.
I mean, there's not much else that Drake can do right now without space jump.
Maybe they don't know that Thardus is accessible from the front logically. Oh, Chozo.
I guess we
Tower
do have
White?
wave now.
Yeah, with Tower Chamber. Training Chamber loop. Those are in logic.
Yeah, training chamber's probably the main suspect here. Although Drake, no. Training chamber and access are totally fine.
Yeah.
There's a bar skip here from Astral. I don't think Astral has managed to check Elder Chamber, but how quickly he thought.
They didn't check Ice Runes West. Astral did, I don't think. So there's some more finning.
Nice bar skip.
They've elected to become more aggressive in their routing now, which I'm okay with.
Well, fell
Hopefully
all
it
the way
doesn't.
down.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, you're falling down anywhere. You might as well just do Hydra access tunnel. That's a quick check.
Now are they going to do fully backwards, though? No. Okay.
That feels like a lot.
I know
like-
Sam likes to do this. And I know some people don't really dislike this play in general. We have to ask some more experienced runners about this, but there seems to be some controversy about doing this. Just doing this check solo and then leaving it. Leaving the rest to forget, or just doing it at all. So yeah, training chamber loop. Let's see what it has. I believe they already checked the walls, so they don't have to do this. The thing is, if Drieky finds phase on here,
That would be
I don't know if it actually like. Okay.
It's a wave buster. Not
Buster, why not?
not quite as helpful as the phase on field.
E-tank,
Definitely.
unfortunate. I think Tower Chamber is not logic without space jump.
I would agree with that. But again, I'm not 100% sure on a lot of the no space jump stuff.
I think it's possible to do with a single jump, but I'm not sure if it's in logic.
Not sure how gravity changes that. If the bomb jump would then be enough.
Yeah, might be. I don't. Where do we go now? I think Drieky has only that they're gonna go for Tower Chamber. See? Yep.
Yeah, I don't know.
Left is Tower Chamber. And if you do a few bomb jumps, you can check Tower of Light with the missiles. You can, I think, get the item with bomb jumps. It's very hard, though.
Looks like nothing was in main core that Astral was looking for. Nothing in security access.
Thorough clean of mine. Thorough cleaning of mines. Oh no, they don't know that you can't do the bomb jump. They're gonna try the slope jump. They have to now know that this is probably not in logic.
I mean, I kind of feel like you can do it without space jump with a slope jump.
You can. I know 21% does this, I believe, because the artifact is here. And it has to be a slope jump. I don't think you can do a bomb jump here.
No, not without gravity.
Yeah.
For bomb jumps on underwater, you definitely need the gravity.
Yeah. Looks like they're looking up the trick, and they might be then find out that it is in fact probably not beginner. And look, I don't think Drieky played poorly this game. I genuinely don't think they played poorly. They just orphaned one check, and that was it. And that is why they're behind right now.
To add to that, the seed is it's something.
Yeah.
Calling this beginner is the definition of the word beginner may vary from person to person. So for some it may be, but for others,
yeah, that Ice Runes West movement is a little rough, I think, and I think even the courtyard one is a little rough, but I think it's perfectly plausible for a beginner to learn them. So
yeah,
like space jump first is a tricky trick, but it is possible to learn for a beginner, I think. So I don't object to calling it beginner, but yeah,
it's just the amount of knowledge that you have to take in for the possibilities what Randomizer can do is so big that this specific set of knowledge might not be something that you come across very early on.
The seed, how would I rate the seed? I think the only bad part of the seed is, well, I guess the late space jump. That's pretty bad, but I think the thing that I don't like is the get grapple, then be expected to save warp to go back to get Spider Ball, to then go right back and fight Thardus or go to workstation. That's a lot of backtracking right there. And then especially once you get wave beam, right? It then even logically, let's assume that Ice Runes West and Courtyard aren't beginner. It would expect you to go through Thardus backwards, go to Qmon, grab Plasma, turn right around, and then go check that. And that's quite a distance to travel, right? Whereas like a sensible runner, or like a normal runner would just think, all right, I'm going to stay in Fen, and then kind of be funneled into Thardus. Drieky is going where here? Dynamo. They skipped Dynamo. That's right. No, they're not even going Dynamo. They just don't think Dynamo is an option. Which is working out, I think. I guess they're thinking, once I get Space Jump, I'm going to go check Dynamo. Maybe.
Crossway?
Or maybe they just forgot. I don't know. Crossway, yeah. I don't think they checked Crossway.
We do have now Boost and Spider on Drieky's side.
Yeah. I'm not sure how to judge this play. This is fine. I mean, what do you go Thardus, go to workstation? Those are only a few checks. I mean, this way actually unlocks quite a few more checks. We can go check Antechamber. We have wave beam. All right.
Yep.
I think the bomb jump up to the scan door, whatever it is, the one that you scan from behind, and then actually no, you don't even need to bomb jump. You can just use the wave beam thing. Sorry. So this is a completely reasonable check. Going to Thardus here seems like quite.
You have power bombs, so even if you cannot do the way up to Antechamber, you can just do it the vanilla way.
Yeah.
Not in logic yet for Drieky without the main power bombs, but that at this point in time, you probably don't really worry about that anymore. You just try to think of what you can do, and
yeah. And if they're going this way to check Crossway, I think it's faster to go through the other door. I think they already checked Crossway. Yeah, that's right. They already checked Crossway. Did we already activate this? I think we did. Oh, that's right. Oh, we gotta actually activate the wave beam slot, excuse me. In the meantime, Astral checking PPC. Energy tank.
Meeting. Taking that for a refill with the
Why not?
last power bomb right here, which probably
Yeah.
doesn't really matter if you want to go into low mines from here anyway.
Check PCA. I agree with this.
Fortunately,
I actually think this informs our oh, it lags.
yeah.
I actually think this informs our decision, because if you see Phazon suit there, like, kind of, like, I guess that changes your position. Now you just don't check upper root cave at all, because you know it cannot be X-ray there.
Yeah.
So you can do that last. But if you fall down there, it's perfectly fine to go for that check. I think if you don't fall, then it's maybe not worth it. Although we don't know if OP is required, so maybe check it anyway. I have no idea.
Yeah, that's the thing. We don't know if we need OP, and if we see Phazon there on PCA, then we know that we need X-ray and need to do OP. Then we don't really need to look for anything else. Just need to find X-ray, and that probably limits what we want to do in lower mines, because at some point it cannot be there anymore.
Yeah. And Drieky is doing checks that Astral has done already. So I don't think this is costing them as much time as it would be. Now it does, now will orphan Great Tree Chamber unless they do some bomb jump chicanery, which I don't think they're going to do. This is actually kind of hard to do NSJ to get the Great Tree Chamber. In the meantime, Astral making their way deeper into mines.
Yeah, looks like no Phazon suit in Vent Shaft, as Astral did not try to get
They
that
found
out.
X-ray somewhere.
Oh,
I just noticed that.
that is true. So yeah, might just do lower mines at that point now.
Not refilling at the ship is really costing them. They don't have missiles at all.
So this is an artifact. We know that.
Is it? It is. That is correct.
Central Dynamo.
Yes. I'm just going to give them the artifact just in case they lag, which they have been. Which ones are they missing? We have Root Cave for them, Watery Hall for them, and PMT for them. So they're missing 3. Meanwhile, Drieky is missing quite a few more, I think, because they have not... They don't have Space Jump for Root Cave. They don't have Plasma for Shorelines. They don't have Space Jump for Watery Hall either. So... No power bombs. I think the crates at the other side of this room also drop power bombs, so you might want to grab those as well while you're here.
Yeah. I think there are 3 guaranteed power bomb drops here in this room of the crates.
Gonna elect to save though. MQA is not logical. So. They don't, oh, it actually is. They have X-ray. Never mind. Never mind. Forgot they have X-ray. Alright, we get to find out what Overgrown Tunnel has, or Overgrown Cavern has. What is that? Nothing.
Nothing was missed.
Yeah, they're lost. They're confused here, I think. I don't think they're putting workstation together here. Maybe they're missing that.
Like, I wouldn't be aware of that myself if I didn't have Space Jump on Quarantine Monitor in my first week race. Had a mentor at my side guiding me through that. So we are mentorless in the bracket stage now, so the runners have to put what they learned so far to the test, and apparently this one's here proving to be tricky for Drieky.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate, but it is really a very, very niche scenario.
See, I was under the impression that when the few races that I did interviews for, when like some runners said that they would have struggled to route something because of without their mentor, right? I thought they meant they didn't know which one was optimal and which direction to go. But it seems like the few races that I've commentated in the bracket stages, it seems like people have just didn't know the limitations of the logic, and that's what they meant by routing. Because people have just not remembered, oh, this is logical because of this trick, right?
I mean,
And I think this might be another case of it where they just don't know that workstation is an option.
yeah, that's the thing. We do have a quite a variety or quite a wide spread of initial knowledge that the different runners did bring into the tournament.
Yeah.
Astral is definitely one that has been familiar with Rendo already to a certain extent, and
Oh, Fungal Hall A.
what a
Wow.
classic, which is basically perfect
Yep.
because it's the very next check where you need that phasing suit to get that artifact. And yeah, there is a lot of things that you have to learn and you can learn to make things right. And yeah, there are some very, very niche scenarios that you might not come across that often because of that. And space jump especially is a thing that is so nice to have early on. In a lot of seats, you require it reasonably early. In a
And I
way.
don't think Drieky seems pretty comfortable with the game. I don't think they lose track of the logic here if they had a better start, if they didn't feel like they were behind right now. Because they seem pretty comfortable with the game. And I don't, and if they're watching this back, I don't think they've been playing poorly at all. Like I think this is a kind of like a forced error rather than an unforced one, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And it's a minor one. It's just, oh, where's the logic taking me? Because I don't even think going towards checking over room carbon is necessarily a bad play either. It's in logic. So it's just unfortunate. The one thing that they skipped cost them a lot of time. I'm really happy with how they played actually otherwise.
I would still say that Astral would have been probably in the lead here by just overall playing a bit smoother.
Yeah, it does seem like they're
But
a little bit more confident with movement.
yeah, but
But not by much. There were plenty of times where they
no,
caught up with each other.
yeah, it would have been definitely a lot closer if Drieky would have gotten that spider ball way earlier. That was a massive amount of time lost to not being able to grab that wave the first time in Ice Runs East.
And then all the backtracking to Chozo to do
Yeah,
those checks. Yeah.
which
Several backtracks to Chozo. I think there were 2 backtracks by
yeah.
Drieky.
Astral trying to reach the safe station over here to get out of lower mines.
Electing to do the jump here off the bulb of Phazon.
Nicely done. Quick peek at MQB. Does not seem to be of interest. Couldn't quite catch it.
I don't think they need to do any of the checks actually, unless they want Wave Buster. Now, hopefully, they remember to refill their ammo at the ship, because I think how many they're missing. No, they're missing Water Hall and Rukiv, but I'd still like them to just remember. Okay, Drieky has finally figured out that we have workstation in logic, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
Oh, they're stuck in mode. Okay, good. I think you can get across this with grapple beam. Grapple beam does make this entire area in logic.
Yeah.
So
The
Root Cave,
important
Watery
room is
Hall, and then
this
off
one
to
here
final
for
bosses.
Drieky. You do need to know that this room does work without space jump.
Yeah.
You're not reaching the platform there. You have to
Uh-oh.
use a standable on the right, so yeah, this is gonna go poorly right now. Maybe I'm able to bomb jump out the other side. Sure.
There's our 5th artifact.
Take an Arbor Chamber for, I'm not sure what, maybe for another E-Tank. Not picking up missiles there, so that cannot be it. We do have Ice Spreader, that's the beam combo we are interested in. I don't think Astral was looking for Flamethrower. Or Wave Buster for that matter. Drieky is in Workstation on only 28 HP.
Oh, no.
24. But seems like the Pirates. Oh no, one's still 11. 19.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Pirates gone. We are somewhat safe now. Nothing in Workstation.
Off to Kumon we go. And they're gonna get the bad news. Oh, he's climbing this room.
Bomb jumps.
Bomb jumps, yeah.
Don't think you need this one with a bomb jump.
I think the next one you don't need. There's a slope on the left. Phazon was in Fungal Hall Axis.
Yep. Right next to where we would actually need it.
Yep. I think quite literally the room before. Like, quite literally the item before. Yeah, this was one of the harder beginner seeds, because even these bomb jumps, they are bomb jumps. I don't think these are intended by bomb jumps by any means. The game absolutely intends you to have space jump at this point in the game when you're playing intended. So,
Yeah.
yeah. One of the harder beginner seeds, definitely. Final artifact.
Drieky making up all the way. Now, have to be careful.
Yep.
Making use of Ice Beam. There is a save station on the other side of the next room.
Yep.
So if you can get there, looks like Drieky is through. Yep. You can refill health.
In the meantime, Astral is going to save warp, go to the go fight the dragon, dentist's office, Mr. Krabs, and Squidward. And saving, good. We want to refill our ammunition. Oh, yeah, okay, all right. I think they would have, if they saw that space jump, it would have immediately told them that I think Qmon was maybe something they want to check. So they might not be thinking. What were the two checks? So it's transport access here in Fan, and then after that, we can't do chapel because we don't have we can't do Chozo Ice Temple. I think only transport access is in logic with this plasma, so I think they might just know that's where space jump is. Oh yeah, and they're fighting Thars.
I mean,
That's so painful. I would
you
really like them
just
to
got
skip that.
plasma, might as well. It's absolutely not a good ball we know.
I would have just. It's a nitpick. You could just go check transport access, and then you would have found space jump and went, oh. But I guess they're still on a phase on suit hunt, so.
And
Yeah.
maybe X-ray if it's
Yeah.
so.
Fair enough. This is just that the aggressive routing now would come in really in handy, because we know that Phazon and X-ray are in mines, so aggressive routing here would actually come in handy. But they're electing to be conservative.
Yeah, but
That's so
on
unfortunate.
on the other hand, it took so much to even get to this point. I'm not sure you actually are worried about any of this stuff anymore at this point. Like you just want to do the things you know that are there.
In the meantime, the dragon is going pretty well. Just a few dashes. And the final one, I assume they're probably going to go for the super missile. Meantime, Mineral Man is part of slideshow.
Going for the final super, so one additional phase here.
Nice snipe. There goes the dragon.
That's a nice snipe here on Drieky's side.
For each rock, it's plasma missile, plasma missile. So after you hit a fully charged plasma, you just fire a missile. That should uncover it. Nice snipe. Good. That rock is kind of tricky to snipe as well because the damage point is actually the bottom part where the reticle locks onto. In the meantime, Dentist's office getting bothered by Jack or Jill. I don't know which one's which.
The stand-up on second attempt though. I can climb just a little bit faster.
Metroid is like, get down, Mr. President. Alright. So the only item that we don't know where it is Flamethrower. And we actually don't know where X-Ray is. We know it was Mines, but Astral was their stream was lagging when we saw it. So
I am sure it is not in the ventilation shaft because Astral did not get that checked, and by that time,
yeah,
Astral has had to have it. Because Central Dynamo was an artifact. It might be security access, or whatever it's called, or elite access. That room.
Boombox.
Yeah, that one.
Elite control access, yeah.
I don't think we got to see that check, and it would have fit from the time.
Yeah.
Try making use of Ice Spreader here on Exo.
And Drieky is about to get the fun news.
The fun in big quotation marks.
Yeah. Hopefully they don't think... Okay, good. Hopefully they don't think it was something like Elder Chamber. That would have been very, very unfortunate. But they do not. They go for this check, and pain and suffering. But looks like they're going to stay in Farfen, which is fine. It's not going to work out for them. But... Oh, maybe not. They're now wondering... Yep, time to check the artifacts.
See, Astra's mentioned to get that next phase skipped here again with Ice Spreader out. Gets it. It's probably not working out time-wise. And aborting. But power beam phase with supers was also very nice. And looks like Drieky is not gonna do Farfen, given that they're taking an elevator now, which was probably leading back to workstation.
Yeah.
So might actually be a play into the mines here, which would not be that terrible.
Yeah. Back to aggressive routing, which we like.
Yeah, that direction does intend mines.
They are going to miss the main PBs and plasma processing, which is going to be a little unfortunate because of yep, there's the power bar count. That's going to be a little annoying.
It is, but on the other hand, we do know that we actually don't really need that many.
Yeah.
So if Drieky is conservative with the power bomb usage, he should be absolutely fine.
We'll be able to find out
Now-
what that X-ray is. Well, actually, it depends. Are they just gonna go straight into lower mines? I feel like they might.
I mean, you can. You might be tempted with how long it took you to get here to space jump, thinking that you're behind. Will depend on if X-ray does show up in the lead control axis, as we suspect. Because if so, then you might actually take it to lower mines. But I feel like upper mines would here be the more or the,
Oh,
the
they have
likely
gravity suit.
variant.
That's right. Where did we get that? Where was gravity suit again?
Chozo somewhere?
Oh, training chamber access.
No.
Oh,
Astral-
Stardust. That's right.
Stardust. Oh.
Was it?
I can't remember anymore, but apparently it was.
Thank you, guys. Did they refill the power bomb before they went down here?
Nope.
This might be a problem.
I need one more to go out.
Yeah, you wanna blow up the door first, or you wanna blow up the exit first, then come back in so you can reload the room. The stream was lagging. In the meantime, we're fighting Squidward. Pull cancels. Yep. And before you go into mines, you can't. Oh, they get lucky.
There's
Never
the power
punished. Never punished. But before you go into mines, you can just keep reloading transport to mines in Magmore by going into workstation and then ping-ponging back and forth and getting that 100% drop several times.
It is not that fast to do that though.
If you take the elevator, no. But if you go back and forth between workstation, then it's fine.
Even then, it's not the fastest one because you need to go out a bit. You cannot simply open the door and go back in. So
I think
it
it's
does
just
take a bit of time. Usually,
if you have good movement, it's pretty fast. You just you just dash between the doors, and it's fine.
Yeah. You also don't need too many power bombs. Like, as long as you don't need to do MQA, you need basically the one for PPC and the one to get out. And if Vanchef then has something, you go straight into it. Can be annoying to get another power bomb there, but after that you can get the ones from Central Dynamo, which would be enough for MQA and getting past to Fungal Hall.
And it looks like Upper Mines has X-ray. Drieky does not have X-ray. So they are going to stumble into X-ray, or they are going to stumble into Phazon Suit. Which again, if like this would have been the correct route. Like this is actually kind of crazy. Like literally that spider ball. That's it. And like, or rather, like the spider ball, and then into immediately finding space jump. It's a completely different race, and both completely understandable decisions. Maybe at worst they forgot that that workstation was a logic, but even then, that's like, I feel like that's also forced error because of like the confusion around Spider Ball. But we'll see in the interview. But their aggressive routing, like, it's bold. I kind of like it. Makes the races interesting. And GG.
There's Astral done over there. Finishing time of 1 hour, 34 minutes and 36 seconds. Yeah, pretty well played overall. Not much you can say about that.
I don't have any objections to the routing. They were largely conservative, but otherwise good. Which is fun.
Astral has joined us already here. Yeah, GG Astral.
Hello, GG.
Yeah. How do you feel with this seed? It was something.
Yes.
I have no
Understandable.
words.
Understandable.
It is definitely the hardest beginner seed I've ever seen. It expected you to go to Cumon and Thardis without space jump, which required bomb jumps and scan dashes on either Ice Runes West, Courtyard, or Workstation, which is kind of the hardest beginner seed that I've ever seen.
Yeah. I mean, I had space jump on Transport Access before, but the thing is that race was random elevators and random start. To actually see that on just complete normal settings is, oh boy.
Like I mentioned this prior in this race, but I had in my week 1 race, I had a very similar situation with space jump and being in Keratin Monitor, not a Transport Access, but it's about the same thing, given that it was just plasma into the very next check here. Yeah.
Would you like to know how Drieky got behind?
Sure.
They routed really aggressively, so they didn't even check Frigate Crash Site until I think after doing Fen.
Oh, yeah.
And then once they did do Fen, or once they did find it, they then did a bunch of other checks that you already did in Chozo, like plant and etc., etc., and then found Wave Beam last. And then after that, they last locationed Space Jump, whereas you did it pretty smoothly. Yeah, that's unfortunate. And all of the checks were completely reasonable. Like, why do Thardis when you can do like Overgrown Cavern and all this other stuff, right? So it was completely reasonable for them. In your situation, it was also completely reasonable to go to Thardis. So.
Hey, honestly, I'm not happy with how risky I routed.
Really?
Because I did the early Fen stuff and I failed it a bit because I haven't done it that much. But at the very least, actually, like my plan was to go to Thardis because of Thermal and Spider. And when I found Wave, well, I thought like, why go through Macmore if I can just go through Courtyard at this point? I have super missiles, I have the Wave, I have the Thermal. I just had a feeling that something is going to be in Thardis, but the fact that it didn't, like, it ended up not being needed at all, at least for me.
It's interesting that you say you routed risky, because I think that maybe is only true after you got Wave Beam, but before that you were pretty conservative. You did a bunch of extra checks in Chozo. Yeah, you did like all the extra checks in Chozo, whereas Drieky just skipped as many as they could. They stuck strictly to logic, and it actually worked out well for them. Or it worked out well until they missed the spider ball. So for them, the risky checks were punishing, whereas for you, that you got pretty well rewarded.
I almost made the mistake of going to Fen before Watery Hall, so I might have like taken forever to find Ice Beam. Which I'm glad I didn't actually do.
Yeah.
But when I was in Fen, I had this weird like kind of inner debate whether or not I should just go to Courtyard and like be a little risky because I haven't done it a whole lot. It's like I wasn't like 100% familiar with the strats.
Did you know it was in logic? Was it like very clearly that Thardis was in logic?
Yeah. As soon as I got Wave Beam, I knew that Thardis wasn't logic.
So you knew that
it would have it would have had to been in logic from the back of Macmore, but just recently, like before the last update, we had the debate of Courtyard. Like the dash from the in Courtyard from the pirate base side to the center of the platform just was turned into logic for the beginner just recently with the newest update.
I don't think Drieky knew that. After they picked up the overgrown cavern item, they were confused as to where to go, it seemed. But also, I'm not sure if that was just sort of being lost with the seed because they just last location to everything, which is so unfortunate. So we'll see from them, but yeah.
I think the play I was most scared of was after Space Jump not go to actually for Fen. But instead just gamble that Phazon would be in mines again. I usually do that. I was gonna kick myself if it was actually an Fen that I had like a strat ready in case I didn't find Phazon suit by MQB. So.
I think there were multiple viable route options at that point. You could have played really conservative. You could have played really aggressive. I think there were a lot of degrees in which you could have done. I don't think any route that you chose or your route was anywhere close to a mistake or anything like that. I think everything you did in the race was really reasonable. And it was good. It was good. You played well.
Thank you.
It just showed the way stuff opened up after finding the space jump. But there was a point where you were still looking for that Phazon, where Drieky went back for training chamber access and training chamber. And if Phazon would have been there, that would have been actually Drieky's ticket back into this race. But,
yeah.
That was by no means a mistake on your side, but it was just the way that Drieky had to route the stuff from that point on led to that situation where if Phazon was in that spot specifically, that would have been actually a big time save for Drieky over what you chose. But,
and just to point out just how many options you had after picking up Space Jump. I mean, you could have cleared Chozo, you could have skipped Chozo, you could have cleared Fen, you could have skipped Fen, you could have gone straight to mines like you did, you could have done more of Magmore like you did. There's so many things you could have done.
You could have skipped plasma processing and not get main power bombs. So
yeah.
That's
so
what
many...
Drieky did.
Yeah.
That was one of the moments I thought, like, seriously?
Yeah.
Main PBs now. Then I obviously immediately thought of life growth. That moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like literally any route would have been acceptable. Because at that point, I don't know if, you need logically PBs to get that final artifact. So it's not like you could complete the game without PBs. So even if you skip plasma processing, that would have been fine. But also going for plasma processing, that's also fine. It's on the way. So like,
yeah, pretty much.
You need to find that Phazon seed somewhere, and you have no hint that you can play to.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, exactly. I thought maybe the gravity suit is like the thing in the logic chain that hints to it, which it didn't end up being. So
it came at a very weird time where it wasn't what we were supposed to find there on Tardis, but it still opened up stuff.
Yeah. Well, I'm definitely glad I found plasma right after.
Yeah. So the logic chain literally had you do, what was it? Grab your standard kit in Chozo with the Varia, bombs, missile, and then off to Fen to pick, or off to transport Tunnel B, or TTA, excuse me, transport Tunnel A, to pick up grapple, then go back to Frigate Crash Site to get Spider Ball, to get Wave, to then go straight to Qmon to get Plasma, to get Space Jump, and then beat the game. That's a weird logic change.
It is. Like that was definitely the worst seed I've played so far in this tournament.
Yeah.
By a mile. But I guess at the very least it was good to like get me back into the game. After not having played like a week. So but good lord.
Drieky's seems like they're going to try and finish at least, I think.
No. There's no indication of them.
Yeah. Nothing in the race time.
Haven't stopped yet, so I mean, at this point, it's
Yet.
I guess I can ask you this now. You are going to be facing Java. Do you have any thoughts on that upcoming match?
Java
That's your next
and Java and I were teammates in these last D2C tournament, so that's going to be a very, very fun game for both of us.
Can you tell me a little bit about them? Maybe like, are they aggressive routers, conservatives? Is there anything you think that you're gonna have an upper hand on them over?
I think I may have a little bit of an upper hand on tricks,
Mm-hmm.
maybe the routing, but really Java is pretty equal to me, if I'm being honest.
Okay.
So it should be an interesting game, like to watch and also to play. I'm definitely excited for it,
Yeah.
and we have a stake. Whoever wins that match will have to play Prime in the next CGC.
Oh yes.
ooh,
Oh yes. I love this. I'm so happy to hear this. This is.
raising the stakes.
We like that. We like those things. I don't have any more questions. I think it's up to you whether or not you want to stick around or wait till the match is over. We can definitely have some questions for Drieky.
Drieky forfeited.
Oh, they did just now. Yes, they did. Okay.
Okay.
So they will be in here shortly.
Yeah, that was definitely a seed and a half for a beginner.
Definitely the hardest beginner seed I've ever seen. I just did not. When we got to Ice Runes West, I just didn't. I was like, wait a second, is this not by intended gameplay? This requires space jump, no?
It does,
But it seems like this was a trick that was added at some point, and even then, it was just like the bomb jumps up to up workstation, where I was like, oh, okay. I mean, I don't mind, but I did not expect this to be a beginner. Also, hello, Drieky. Welcome. GG's.
No, it
Hello.
is.
GG.
Gee. Yeah.
I had
Thoughts?
so much trouble.
Yeah.
I don't understand the logic of this seed. I don't understand much of the logic of this game anyway, but this one, yeah, that was far too advanced for me.
I think
Pretty bad.
I think the only thing, I think honestly, like I think you understood the logic pretty well. You understood that frigate crash site was not an option, and you skipped it. It's just that was unfortunately a bit too aggressive. I think honestly, I honestly think you played well otherwise.
Yeah,
It was just that one frigate crash site. Like, it wasn't even a mistake, honestly. We felt as if it was just a completely reasonable thing to skip frigate crash site, and that was just the wrong choice, and that's just unfortunate.
Mm. Yeah, there was a lot happening. I was at one point I had no idea what was left for me to do. So I was just going for checks that I knew I could do, kind of. I'm not really caring if it was in logic or not, just trying to do some checks. And yeah, at the end I knew I was going to have trouble. But yeah, I was still happy to find the logic at the end. It's just, yeah.
You just didn't
Kinda
know that
fun.
workstation was beginner without space jump?
Yeah, I just didn't thought about it, to be honest.
Yeah.
I was like,
It's also going the other direction to Thardis is also on logic without space jump, just in case you didn't know.
Yep.
Going through through Front Fen, through Ice Ruins West, and then to Courtyard. Those are both rooms that you can do with no space jump if you have Spider and
bombs work, or boost ball. That also
or
works.
Boost. Yeah, those are in logic. That's it's just that it's really rare to see that. So
yeah.
completely, I didn't know it was in logic. I was like, wait a second, isn't this? Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Already-
like as I said earlier, it's in logic since this update. Before
Yeah.
that, courtyard, like climbing courtyard, isn't logic with the setup, but the dash like across the Thurdus isn't, or wasn't. You could still go to Research Lab Hydra and like maybe
Yeah.
find a jump there, but since this update, you are supposed to also get the Thurdus that way.
Do you like that change? I kind of like that change. I don't mind. It's not a trick. That entire climb and those rooms aren't tricks that beginners would have a hard time learning. They're reasonable for beginners, I think. What do you guys think?
in contrast to before, it just adds that little dash, which isn't that difficult to learn. And the other thing is the bump jump. I'm not
Yeah.
sure how difficult like such a bump jump is. It's definitely like something that just not a whole lot of people remember when playing the game.
Yeah, it's a very niche, very, very niche, like beginner consequence.
Yeah, you don't see that a lot. Like I've done that for the first time in like an actual seat, right? This time.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, it's also I'm really new about this game. It's also my first week was more trying to understand how to move about the game and letting the mentor doing the kind of the routing for me. And yeah, for this one, it's trying to still getting good at the game and in the same time learning about the routing. I still don't know most of the room name. I have to check during. I was checking during each elevator things where was which hint because I wasn't
Yeah.
sure where it was.
Honestly, I thought you played really well. I wouldn't have been able to tell that you started this tournament as a beginner. I was actually quite impressed. You seem very comfortable with the game. It was only once the spider ball came into play and the wave beam that there were problems, but those were all perfectly understandable. I would have been confused. I think.
I mean,
a lot of players would have been confused.
Astral was mentoring me for the week 2, and they should remember I didn't know some of the Pheasant Man's room at all. I never did it before this tournament.
But I did also commentate a game a few years afterwards, and I can definitely tell there is a good improvement. So
Yeah.
you keep it up.
You played well. I think you played really, really well. There's just a few.
I tried. It was a goal. It was trying to do the best.
Yeah. Until that spider ball and wave beam, really, it did not look that
Yeah.
that bad. So you definitely showed that you have learned already quite a bit. And it was just a very, very unfortunate seed for this.
Yeah.
And this
I mean,
case. So.
Yeah, I mean, it was the goal of the tournament. It was to learn things and starting to be good at the game. And yeah. I mean, it already did a good job. I still have a lot to improve on, but yeah, it's already a start.
I mean,
we all do.
There's always something to learn in random. Like you never have learned it all.
For sure.
Which especially for this tournament, there were the new peaks that were discovered during the tournament too.
Yeah.
So like there came even new stuff for everyone to learn with this tournament. So yeah.
You know what MDS just found in the other race that's going on right now? They found gravity on the artist as well.
Oh my god,
amazing!
That's funny. Okay, well I have nothing else to say. Roland, you got any other questions?
Nah, we have said it all. This tournament continues to bring very interesting logic things that Randomizer can cook up. So as a viewer, you're probably never disappointed with these races. Yeah, that's all I have to say about this, except for leave a follow for the runners. They definitely deserved it after this Odyssey.
This wonderful seed.
Yeah.
I have a bone to pick with Raid.
I think it was Sam who generated the seed this time.
No.
No,
Not this one.
Raid generated the redo.
Okay.
Just hang on.
Yeah, the first one had artifact and PMT as well. And on OP, that's funny. Both seeds gave us a PMT artifact. That is fantastic.
Would be interesting to see if the trade from OP to this late space jump was actually worth it, or
I guess y'all can boot up that seed and see for yourselves.
Also, this was not the last race of the day. Drake already mentioned that the one going on SpeedGaming 2 right now. I'm not sure how far this is into or if this is coming close to the end, but nonetheless, there is another one happening at 7 p.m. Eastern time, so in about 3 hours. On
Yes,
SpeedGaming
3 hours.
So,
Versus
yeah,
Raid versus Cloudwrath.
Yeah, so the one that was responsible for this seat will actually have to race themselves
Yeah.
now. So, yeah.
And then
Let's wish them
tomorrow we
all a
have
seat that is just as entertaining as this one, shall
yeah,
I hope he has space jump on transport access.
or PPC. That would have been also good.
God, PPC, yeah.
That was available for you guys actually. I think once you found that plasma, or actually even before you found that plasma, I think that was available.
It was.
to do.
I actually almost went to mines instead of moved out space jump.
Oh yeah, where was X-ray? 'Cause you
we
were
have
lagging.
seen it just now in
Elite
Elite
research.
on the
Elite
spinner
research. Okay.
Yeah.
laser.
Okay. Yeah, because you were lagging most of your trips during mines, and then you finished vent shaft, and we were like, wait a second, you have X-ray. What happened? And the same thing
Oh.
with plasma processing. We just like you walk past plasma processing, then suddenly you had power bombs. We were like, what?
Interesting.
But yeah, if that's it, we have that match with Reed in 3 hours. We have another match going on right now, Cameron versus MDS on SpeedGaming 2. Tomorrow we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 matches with a bunch of people.
Specifically, 3 matches parallel happening at 1 p.m. Eastern. So.
Yeah. Follow the runners. Thank you all for watching. I think that's it from us. And see you all next mission.
See you next mission.
Any question?
Bye-bye.